Hello guys and welcome to my new video, and today we're going to talk about the Virginia and New Jersey gubernatorial races, the weekly update of them. This is the week 2 update, which is a very powerful one because we got a lot of new data, okay, and Republicans have been surging again, but also the Democrats have made some progress, some important progress I would say, this week. So this is the whole county list of Virginia. I don't care about that, I'm sorry. I just want to go here because this is the most important part. We already have 354,000 votes already casted. I mean, both early and mail-in votes that are returned. Okay, they're already returned. So this is the most important part here. So what is interesting about this is the Democrats, the percentage in terms of turnout between Trump counties and Harris counties are 73% for Trump and 69% for Harris if you round it up for Harris. So this is a 4 percentage points differential, okay? This is not enough to make a difference for Winsome Sears, the Republican candidate. It's not enough, okay? She needs much more than that. She needs around 8 to 10 percentage points, because if you consider that Harris won Virginia by almost 6, and you consider like a 4 or even 5 percentage point swing to the left in this election, you think that they need a better margin. This is not enough, okay? We were expecting around 3.5 million votes. That's 1 million votes less than we got in 2024. That's completely normal. This is not an election, that's not a presidential year, so we expect smaller turnout. And what's most interesting about this is that in terms of turnout in counties that voted for Trump or Harris by more than 10 percentage points, Trump has a bigger lead. This is almost, if you would say, it's like this is a 7 percentage points lead. Even though it's not, it's almost a 7 percentage points lead, 6.5 or something. But this is not enough. That's the point I'm making. You can see here, this is not enough at all. In terms of the early vote, we're going to have, in the last week of voting before the election, we're going to have more polling places open. That will mean we're going to have a huge turnout, much more turnout, and we already have 26% of the whole mail-in votes already returned. So you can see here, this is the Virginia map of 2021. I'm just going to use the Winsome Sears map because she is the candidate this year. She won by 50,000 votes. She was lieutenant governor, as you know. And what's most important here is that these counties here, and I mean Fairfax County, which is the biggest county in the state, more than 13% of the population of the state of Virginia, or the Commonwealth of Virginia, if you will. This is a very important place for the Democrats. So you want to go here and check for Fairfax, because 71% is the whole turnout in terms of the state. You go to Fairfax this county, which is right here, is 64. That's a smaller lead than you see in all of the very important Virginia. You see 71 in Virginia, you see 64 in Fairfax. That's a difference, okay? And then you go, for example, to, let's just go for Arlington, for example, as well. Arlington is very important for the Democrats. Where is Arlington? 60, okay? You go to Alexandria, for example. Where is Alexandria? Is just right here. Alexandria 72, so actually it's better. But the majority of the Democratic places are falling behind. You go to, for example, to Norfolk City, which is also a Democratic city, very important one. Look, this was a 21,000 votes differential there. And if you go here and check for Norfolk, which is just right, I don't know where it is, Norfolk, it should be here, it's only 61. So these Democratic cities are falling behind. This doesn't mean it is over for the Democrats. No, I do think they're going to win by a sizable margin, at least 5 percentage points. So I think the Democrats are going to win. I'm predicting around 7 percentage points for the Democrats. I'm going to list you my model and my prediction 1 week before the election. That's why so far I don't have one. I'm planning on do something. Right now, my model says 7 percentage points for the Democrats, for Abigail Spanberger. I think that is the margin right now. It could be bigger, it could be smaller. Depends on how the campaign is going to happen, and depends on how the turnout is going to happen. Because turnout is the key factor for both the Democrats and both the Republicans to get through this election, okay? And then we're going to move to the beautiful state of New Jersey, okay? This is a much more competitive race, okay? People initially thought that this was not going to be competitive at all because this is I would say, Democratic state. Until 2021, when Jack Ciattarelli became very close to win the race against Phil Murphy, this was a very Democratic state. okay, because this was a 16 percentage points for Biden. This was a lot. Democratic. Hillary Clinton won by 16 or 17. I don't remember. And then you saw Jack Ciattarelli only lost by 3, and then Trump lost by 6. So the point I'm making here is New Jersey is trending Republican. We only have around 138,000 votes casted here. But the main point here is if Republicans have any shot at taking back New Jersey, I'm sorry, not taking back. If you consider the Republicans actually had the gubernatorial part of New Jersey not a long time ago. But if they want to win in New Jersey, they need to win the early in-person voting. Okay. In 2024, they lost, but just by a very small margin. They lost by only 18,000 votes, as you can see here. But they need to win this. If they don't win, because it's going to be a possibility, that's probably, I would say, the biggest possibility here is that they're going to win. They're not going to win the in-person early voting. It's only in the last week of the before the election, okay? This is a very important part as well. But you can see here in 2021, Jack Ciattarelli lost in-person early vote by a very big margin, but that was not. People used to vote by mail. Right now, they're turning to be more in-person early. That's why now you go here. 2024 is the best comparison because people change the way they vote. Now they're voting more on election day than they voted in 2021 because of the COVID situation that was happening at the moment. And as you can see here, Trump lost by 18,000 votes. Jack Ciattarelli needs to win. Okay, if he wants to win the state, he needs to win. Right now, the Republicans are having bigger return rate than the Democrats. Overall, that's a very positive aspect for the Jack Ciattarelli campaign. But I would just say something about this. This is not what we expect by the end of the election. Okay, by the end of when we approach election day, because the Democrats usually start below the Republicans in terms of the return rate, and then when you go all the way to the election day, they start to go. This only happens in the gubernatorial races, okay? Because in 2024, Democrats lead all the way, okay? They lead and then they finish with a 1.39 percentage points advantage. This is not a huge advantage, but that matters because the Democrats got a huge firewall in terms of the mail-in voting in New Jersey. As you can see here in the map, this is the map so far in terms of returns. The Democrats are winning every county because this is a mail-in vote, okay? We don't expect anything more than that. In terms of requests, they won everything. We don't know if this is Ocean County. It's the more Republican of all the counties in New Jersey. I'm just going to go here because you need to check the percentages. And it's still Democratic in terms of the mail-in vote by 2.2 percentage points. But this is going to go Republican by 35 or even more because Jack Ciattarelli, if he wants to win, he needs to win this by a huge margin. He needs to get a lot of votes here. Otherwise, it's not going to be too great for him. So this is the situation right now in terms of the New Jersey, and also as you can see here, he won by 36 in 2021. So this is the right now the situation in New Jersey and Virginia. We'll see you guys in the next video next Sunday. We're going to have a new update about Virginia, about New Jersey, to check if the percentages are the same, if the Democrats are having bigger turnout, if the Republicans are able to extend the lead. That's what we're going to do, okay? And don't forget, I'm going to say this again in every video until the election. Don't forget to tune in November 4th, Election Day in New Jersey, Virginia, also California, Proposition 50, also New York City mayoral race, many other smaller elections. 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. You need to tune in to see our election night coverage, our beautiful coverage for about 7 or even more than that hours. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be massive. It's going to be the first big election I'm going to cover in this channel, and I hope you guys to see you there. So don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, and we'll see you in the next. Thank you.